Okay, now it's time to get cooking. What's on the menu, Ed? It all looks very nice.
We're making this wonderful salad. So origins are from Italy, from Tuscany, called panzanella. Okay, it's a bread salad. So we'll start off with an onion. And the thing about this onion, I'm just going to slice it up into little discs, and then you can give me a hand in a minute. So it doesn't have to be too fine. This is quite a rustic kind of dish. And the idea in Tuscany, and with most Italian cooking, is not to throw anything away. That's the big sort of deal here. Nothing goes in the bin. Everything you could possibly eat, you do. So it looks at all the ingredients that they've got around them. So they've got, you know, onions, peppers, tomatoes, olives, all those wonderful, very good for you Mediterranean ingredients. Start off with the red onion. The reason I'm using red onion...
I like red onion.
Yeah, well, we're going to eat it raw, and I just think it's an easier onion. But the way we're going to cook that, a little touch of vinegar, okay?
Yeah.
So that's now going to cook the onion. I'll give you a spoon. If you can start just breaking those down into pieces. Into that...
The onion?
Yeah, just kind of just stirring it so they all become little strips, you know.
Okay.
A good pinch of dried oregano goes into there.
Lovely.
Okay, and then some garlic. And again, the vinegar, it's red wine vinegar, actually sort of steeps the onion, softens it slightly, takes that real punch out of it.
Right, okay.
A little bit of garlic. We're just going to finely chop up some garlic. Not too much. And it's always a bit of a myth with Italian cooking. They use loads of garlic. They don't really, so I'm going to put a bit less. That is loads of garlic. In French cookery, provincial French cookery, tend to use a lot of garlic. The Italians, they don't like to smell of garlic, you know. They're very sort of... They talk a lot.
I quite like the smell of garlic. Is that
yeah, I do as well. But in Italy, a lot of the recipes, they'll take a bulb of garlic, run it round the olive oil and remove it. And it just gives it that essence, that scent.
Okay.
The core ingredient here is bread, and it's a great way of using up stale bread. So if you've got a loaf of bread...
You can use stale bread?
That's what you use, stale bread, bread that's gone hard. You know, you've bought yourself a couple loaves of bread, you've only used one, there's one in the cupboard, and it's all, you know, it's there, it's like, oh, I'll just chuck this in the bin. Well, don't, make panzanella.
Can it be any kind of bread, or is...
Ideally an Italian style of bread, but you know you can't really use white sliced. It won't really work. It will get a bit mulchy. But a loaf of bread, any form of or loaf of bread would work. And if it's stale, we just slice it up like this, cut it into sort of chunky old cubes here. Yeah. How are we going now? Okay, that's looking fantastic. Yeah, it's brilliant.
And you could just rip that, really, couldn't you?
You can rip it. I mean, it's quite a rustic dish, and just tear it up and put it onto a tray. While I'm doing that, half of these peppers, so I'll put these ones here. Again, you just need to tear them into strips and bung them into there.
Okay, fab.
The bread, we just tear it up. I'll use a knife just a bit quicker.
Yes.
Into good old chunks. And then we're going to pour a little bit of lovely olive oil all over the bread. And that goes into the oven. The oven's at 180 for about 5 minutes. And so we're just toasting and crisping up the bread. Hence, when it's stale, of course, you're just taking away if there is any sort of stale taste in the bread by roasting it. And a little pinch of salt just over the bread in the oven. It's going to make it nice and crisp and firm and crunchy. And it's quite a special salad, this one.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when I saw salad on the menu, I was like, oh. But this is a tasty, it's got lots of things going on.
Lots of flavours.
Yeah.
The other ingredient then, of course, in Italy, in abundance, tomatoes. So, again, you don't have to be clever and cut them into pretty shapes, you just chop them up. Okay. And the more sort of robust and rustic this thing is, the better it seems to look on the plate, you know. Fresh tomatoes going in there. But the thing I like about it, I mean, it's got really healthy ingredients, it's very fresh, but it's got a wonderful sweetness to it. You know, when you put it together, we finally put this whole thing together. It's really lovely.
Sorry, what have you done with these peppers? Well, obviously they're very soft and...
We roasted them. So all you do, a little bit of olive oil, put them on a tray in the oven, roast them, and it starts to blacken, just the skins go darker and darker and darker. Once you've turned all the peppers around and the skins are roasted, put them into a bowl, cling film over the top, or you can put them in a carrier bag, tie a knot in it, let them steam, and then you just peel off the skins and eat them. Now, I think, personally, with peppers, you should always do that. I never like eating them raw. I don't think they're really very nice. They've got a kind of... Yeah, I always think you should cook peppers. And in the Mediterranean, generally they do. Okay. It's something, when it kind of got lost in translation, that you put slices of raw pepper on the side of a plate. A little bit strange, that one. Doesn't really work. So now the next thing we're going in there is olives. Now, again, with the olives, you can just squeeze them, give them a squeeze, gets the flavour out, and we throw them in there. Here comes the bread. So it's all going to go in. Then I'll finish this off. These ones, just rip them a bit, and we're going to garnish this with that. So in goes the bread. We put them on the side there. So just torn them on the side. Let me bring this bowl in here. And now, so we've got the vinegar in there, all the other ingredients. A tin of chopped tomatoes. Okay.
Can we leave those olives out at all or not? Do you have to...
Well, do you not like olives? All right, we'll put them on the side then. All right.
Okay.
Just for you. And it's that sort of thing. What about anchovies? I bet you do you like anchovies?
Now I love anchovies.
Oh, fantastic.
Absolutely
So do
adore
I.
them. I know a lot of people don't, but I do.
So this is optional as well. We've got some anchovies
I
there.
don't know what I'm doing here. I'm not very good at this.
No, that's perfect. That's absolutely brilliant. You're very good at this. Do you cook much at home?
No. Not at all. I think
your man's
some
a chef,
people know.
isn't he? So
my
he
boy's a trainee
chef,
I have to call him. So he does all of it.
Oil.
And I kind of help now and again, if he lets me, don't get in the way.
Yeah. Are you a messy
cook? I just pour the
cook?
wine and...
Do you make a mess in the kitchen then?
No, actually I help clean up.
Oh, OK. OK, lovely.
Sometimes.
So now we've got this all mixed together. This is looking absolutely sensational.
It
the colours
does
are
look really
great.
yummy. It smells yummy as well.
And then I'm just going to put this onto the plate like this, you see, and all of this, and the bread starts becoming soft, and that's just what you want to happen, okay? So you've got lovely sweet flavours, you've got the peppers. We're going to sprinkle some of those peppers over now. You can do that, just decorate it. So we're going to make this look pretty. Get some of these peppers and we
put
just
it over
put them over.
Okay.
Some lovely fresh basil leaves. Again, traditionally in Italy, always rip basil, never cut it. Just rip it over.
Rip it,
nice and rustic. And a few
I like the rustic feel.
little
it's very
bits
nice.
of anchovy, because we love these, and we're going to tuck in. Emma, there's a knife and fork just under there.
Okay,
so
here it is.
A little bit of anchovy. If you wanted to, you could cut them into thin slithers.
Okay.
But,
I love anchovy.
You know, here we go. Grab one of those.
And
there we are.
I quite
Finally,
like using my hands.
a little bit of pepper. We put salt on the bread when we roasted it, so and we've got anchovies. So, so there we go. What do you think? I'm going to finish that with some olive oil. Lovely panzanella.
Oh, that is so yummy.
If you put that in the fridge,
it's
fresh and vibrant.
Yeah.
Put it in the fridge, you get it really cold on a warm summer's day with a barbecue, lunchtime supper.
It's really, really yummy. Now, as always, you can find Ed's recipes, plus many more on the website at gm.tv.